I'll train Reactor spin fire. The NFT analyzer. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your meme coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web3 wizardry. Show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician. Unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision.
Can you imagine?
He's always in the know.
Dude. Dude, I always wanted to go to a fireworks show that just like went to shit like that. That's fucking amazing, man. That's so fucking amazing. Good morning, China. What's good, man? It's good to see you. Hey, Marco. Oh, Jesus, so loud. Okay, there we go. There we go. How you guys doing, man? Oh, dude, this was years. Yeah, there you go. That was, dude, crazy 2012 was 12 years ago, dude. Wow. How old do you guys feel now? Oh, baby. Hope your 4th was great. Hope you guys got into some fun stuff. Did the driving yesterday. I live out in like farm country here. Like way out in the Chicago burbs, but driving last night was awesome. Dude, wait, you lying about something like this or the market? Lying about what? Hey, maybe we get 30. I doubt it. Yeah. I want to hear, man, I want to hear a lot of predictions today. I want to hear predictions from you guys I want to hear the state of the market. I do. I want to hear from you guys what you think the market is doing, how low you think we go, how long you think this lasts. I want to hear all of that. Obviously, I'm going to throw some stuff on screen and share some thoughts as well. But I'm just like, I'm kind of in the trenches and I'm reading all these like influencers and analysts. I'm reading their opinions, and I'd rather hear from people who, look, I know you guys at this point. I know how long you've been in this game and traded too. So I want to hear from you guys what you're thinking about this space. This is different. This is pretty wild. Okay, gotcha. Just making sure, man. Yeah. Hey, it's going to get worse. I was going to say it could be worse. It's definitely going to get worse. Nah, man, no biggie. It'll turn around. I'd hate to bring up TradingView and start trying to do a little TA, you know? How I have not seen decentralized. So let's peek at that. I've not peeked at runes here. Like in like a day or two at the most. And I'm not looked at meme. I've been looking at captains, right? Everything's struggling, but yeah, I'm curious how that trade worked for you. Yeah, dude, I'm just worried. Well, let's throw some stuff on the screen here. Let's look at Bitcoin, ETH. Let's just look at the market here. Choina, my fear is we've got a bit of a both of those happening. We've got this quick dump, and it's a big one. It's a big one, man. But at the same time, it's going to continue. I mean, we're hearing all this news that there's just so much Bitcoin lined up to get sold. Right. So here's the big dump. I don't know if we have a dollar, a total figure yet from yesterday. Probably not hard to find, but biggest day of liquidation since FTX. And it's interesting. Like, I was part of that. As in things dump. I absolutely sold some because I have concerns it's going much lower. And no real concerns, right? As in, I don't mind holding, but I'd rather be liquid a little bit now. Risking that we get a complete stop here and trend back up. Like, I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure I'm liquid. And I mentioned yesterday, mostly because I want to fund a trip to Tennessee to go to the Bitcoin conference out there. Totally okay taking a loss, but when the market does what it did yesterday, it's people like me selling and adding into that biggest day of liquidations since, again, FTX. So yeah, part of that yesterday. Good morning, Swizzer. Good to see you, man. But yeah, we have more Bitcoin being sold by the German government. We now actually have the U.S. government selling more. It's not a ton, but the U.S. government, it sounds like, is lining up some more Bitcoin to sell. I think I read like 13 to 15 million. Again, not a lot. Like if that were all they're selling, barely a blip on the radar, right? But the German government selling hundreds of millions. Don't know how much they got left, but just kind of unrelentingly liquidating their bags. Interesting the timing of it, really. And certainly some conversation out there about, do they know something? And us, the U.S. government who has been selling, do they know something that we don't? Is it artificial? Who knows? But it's the Mt. Gox Bitcoin that's probably the biggest factor here. So here's the German government here. Again, selling over the past few days, but also moving some Bitcoin off exchanges. And could it be for some OTC deals? It could be. It really could be, which would be pretty cool. We talked about this in Inside NFTs this morning, but Justin Sun offering to buy all of the Bitcoin held by the German government. Yeah, total Chad move if he pulls that off. And maybe that happens. It's possible. Now, this was yesterday, I think, right? Yeah, this was yesterday afternoon. They pulled 545 Bitcoin off the table there. Could it be for an OTC deal? It could be. I don't think that matters much. I mean, 31 mil is not a ton. You'll feel it, but just briefly. The impact on that is just like a day. It's not crazy. Yeah, Choina, I'm wrestling with why this matters. It's that's why I wonder how much of this is some kind of manipulation. It seems weird. And I also read that Bitcoin held by the German government is still tied up in legislation, right? Like there's not even cases settled. So interesting that it's being sold, right? But man, it's the Mt. Gox stuff. That is really what's impacting this space right now. To me, there's no other excuse. There's no other reason for this because, again, 20 million here, 30 million, 50 million, even 100 mil. Like 100 mil is going to have some impact for sure, over a couple days. But all that pretty meaningless compared to the 9 billion that is set to hit the market potentially from Mt. Gox. And that is what's really happening here. So we knew it was coming up in July, and we started seeing that money moving around very recently, in the past couple of weeks. And I think it's here. I don't think even that's hit the market. That's what's so scary here. That's what's scary about the scenario of, either a quick dump and then we stabilize and we get a nice slow recovery, maybe whatever type of recovery. But the difference between that and then the slow bleed out, and then what we're having happening here, the big dump, bleeding out, and more dumps, but dumps that are bigger than I think anything we've seen before, ever. If what we saw yesterday was the biggest liquidation since FTX, man, what is potentially 1 to 2 billion hitting the market all at once do? Now, I don't think that happens all at once either, right? I think there's a few months for this to get distributed, but keep in mind, this is a third of the Bitcoin. It's just a third of what Mt. Gox has that they owe back to creditors. So this could get really, really ugly for quite a while. Oh God, I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to pull up TradingView. All right, don't let Lemon in here. Please don't show up. Oh, we got to do it though. Yeah, it's happening. Like almost perfectly when I pulled up TradingView last time is when the market started dumping. Did I expose things? Maybe. Okay. Give me a moment. Just pulling up charts. Wow. We look pretty bad, huh? Pulling up a fresh one here too. Yeah, Choina, was that your comment just as we were exiting the previous show? I think it was. Yeah, dude. It makes total sense. It makes total sense. You get your stack, you dump. You're already up big. You know, at that point, you're up tens of thousands. So, man, you get 10, 20 Bitcoin back. I mean, these guys had it for nothing. Couple thousand. No, back then, 2014, couple $100. These guys are up tens and tens and tens of thousands. A lot of that'll get dumped. A lot. You know, it's probably secure your future, tuck some away. You know, as your hey, it's like how we try to trade. It's secure profits. Still pull out a good percentage and leave a moon bag. I mean, in a way, this is their moon bag already. These guys are up big. Yes. Yeah, look at that. So yeah. Yeah, right around here is where we go next. It seems, right? Are we at 53 right now? What am I looking at? The daily chart. Man, we look really bad, don't we? Oh, yowza. I honestly, I'm glad I got a little liquid. Yeah, so upper 40s, low 50s. What are we at right now? Hey, interesting. You don't sell. Okay. You reallocate. It's so tricky, right, Marco? Reallocating it's playing. That is a tricky game to play. You know, at that point, you're playing which one recovers faster and who's got the bigger percentages to gain, right? It's extra tricky. It's the same. Well, it's very similar to trading NFTs, and you're literally trading. You're making decisions based off of what you think does better, crypto or the underlying asset or the NFT you're in. It's really tricky. It gets pretty complicated. Like it's not a novice or newbie type game, is it? It's not. Hey, good morning, Benny. Good to see you, man. I'm worried about the NFT bags here. Little bit. But a few months of this is fine still. It is. By the way, I don't know Ash Crypto, but maybe I should. But yeah, this is where I get the few months to repay that Bitcoin, the Mt. Gox Bitcoin here. It'll take a few months. It's going to get interesting, man. It's gonna. And like all along the way, we'll still see how SEC versus consensus plays out. Not in its finality, but, we'll see how that evolves, I should say. There's more to come, man. There's more to come. I still don't think this Biden administration is crypto-friendly at all, man. Not at all. Most bullish thing that could happen here in the next, the rest of this year is Trump winning the election. That's it. I think that is the only thing. That is the only bullish catalyst I can see that I can think of right now. What else would it be? What other catalysts do we even have coming? The election? I can't think of anything. Yeah. Yeah, Marco, you're good at this stuff, though. Other catalysts. ETH ETFs. Solana ETFs getting fast-tracked could be it. And honestly, Solana ETFs and Solana as a whole, that is the best thing happening in crypto right now. It really is. It's the most affordable crypto. As far as a major, can we call Solana a major now? Market cap wise, I don't know. Nah, maybe not. Maybe. I don't know what that threshold might be between, something being an alternate or a major here. And it is interesting that the crypto market is decoupled from the stock market. Something to be said for meme coins outperforming the majors too. So that would be, that's an interesting way to reallocate. Marco, part of your strategy, reallocating into memes? By the way, just because you mentioned decentralized, I want to peek at that. China, that's a really good point. It is just being able to move on, right? Just moving on. Yep. I mean, it's stuff that has to be dealt with at some point, again, for us people who are just here no matter what, just good to, yeah, like you said, I think shut that door. Wow, decentralized going to drop under 20. Henry's going to be pumped, dude. Fast track to 0 there. Damn, 20, huh? It's getting more and more spicy, honestly. How's Gob looking? 11. Okay. Wow, up 10%. I still got some Bitcoin on the sideline ready to get a Gob bag. I like it. Yeah, now dog, okay. All right, hey, I'm happy with what I did there. I got out at 450 mil. Do you guys pay attention to the price in sats? Probably should. I probably should. I don't. I'm only looking at market cap. Again, might not be smart. But I'm looking at market cap. So yeah, what I had cashed out there, I'm either going to get back into dog when it goes a little lower, and I'm not worried about time in the bottom, but either getting back into dog or, I mean, I almost definitely need to get some gob. I mean, that is just part of my plan. But man, oh man, we got a long summer ahead of us. And look, all this talk about Mt. Gox Bitcoin, it still has to hit the market. We still don't know exactly how this plays out. We need to see this get in the hands of those creditors and then see what they do with it and then see what kind of impact it has on the market and then see what institutions who now are much more empowered to buy Bitcoin as investments, right? We've seen this year. It feels pretty new, but companies and states, remember the state of Wisconsin announcing they're buying millions, hundreds of millions worth of Bitcoin as investments. Let's see what stuff like that pops up to eat up that Mt. Gox Bitcoin supply, because I think that's going to happen too. I do. If this kind of thing happened a year or 2 years or 3 years ago, I think it would have been damn near a death sentence. I don't want to say death sentence because that sounds permanent, but it would have been, that would have sent us into a bear market that lasts years, for sure. For sure. Right? That would send us into any of these kind of things. Like that. I don't know if that happens this time around with how many more people and countries and states and businesses are buying Bitcoin. I don't know if this kind of thing has the same impact. I need to look at volume, though. I really do. I got to find a chart that shows Bitcoin volume. Oh, actually, I found that yesterday. And I don't know if it measures ETFs because I'm just trying to see, is there significantly more volume now than any other time before? I know right now, no. But that's something I want to keep my eye on. Yes. Hey, there you go, Swizzer. Yep. Exactly. Stuff like that. Bitcoin's different now. It's a different kind of asset. Like any other run, any other cycle, you could still have the conversation that, not from us, not from like crypto believers, but from other people, that Bitcoin eventually is going to go to zero. It's going to be worthless. It's a Ponzi. That barely exists out there. You hear it here and there, but for the most part, I think people have accepted it is here, and it is worth investing in, even at these prices. So yeah, I think we're going to see a different kind of support. I don't think this impacts us in the way that it could have, again, just a year or two ago. Yes, Buxton. Yeah. Do we know Kamala Harris's position on crypto? Because, yeah, we don't know who the candidate would be. I don't know Kamala's stance on this stuff at all. And you know what, Buxton? Also a really good point. The uncertainty out there. Volatility is probably pretty fucking good for Bitcoin. And yes, yeah. And this is a holiday week. It's incredibly slow, so things have much more impact. Again, I'm going to find this. Hang on. Okay. All right. I'm hunting through my emails for something. Okay, I think I... Okay, almost got it. Oh, yeah, I found it. Probably going to be hard to read, but what is? Oh, damn, it might be real hard to read. I think it's cutting it off. We'll try like that. Okay. Newsletter, which I hope you're subscribed to. If not, I'm going to drop a link. I just don't know where it is, to be honest. That's horrible, but I don't. When was this? This was May. The point of this, guys, I want to show you. I think it was so obvious how crazy it was going to get. This is it. This is the comment. As we gear up towards the November election, expecting crypto to enter its most volatile period we have ever witnessed before. Wild price swings, new all-time highs, massive dumps, and the SEC throwing all its weight against crypto businesses in a last-ditch effort to kill it. It's the volatility. I hope, as shocking as this can be when it happens, I hope nobody is actually shocked by the fact that it's happening. It's so clear. Like, this is an election where it does feel, it is at least the narrative. I don't feel like this is true, but the narrative is that the country is at stake here, right? That you elect Donald Trump and it's over. To me, it's crazy, but that's the narrative out there. And with that kind of narrative, and then with this pro-crypto stance that Trump took here at his NFT dinner party, guys, how do you not see from that things are going to get volatile? And volatile doesn't mean up. Again, we will see big time ups. We will see new all-time highs, absolutely. But we're going to see the inverse of that, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now. This is one of the most obvious things to happen, and I hope everybody was expecting it. And I know for sure not everybody was. Just reading through X, I think it has caught a lot of people off guard, and I would guess they're probably newer. I'm just guessing. But just as this should have been expected, the expectation that the other side comes too, you got to expect it. You got to believe that that's coming. We have never seen a time in crypto like this. Never. I've been in long enough, again, you guys too, to know that what's going on now is not something we've seen before. There's no normal in crypto, right? There's no normal. This is such a new thing still. Yes, 10 plus years in. It's so new. Solana's doing really, really solid, Marco. This is so new. But what's happening now, we've never seen this, and you've never felt this kind of energy in crypto before. For it and against it. And still, think of how many of your friends and family own crypto. Think of how many own it. And it's very few. I bet you it's very few. So all this is happening before most people are still in. It's still happening. We're still so early, guys. We're still so early. So yes, expect what's happening now and expect more of it. And expect that the other side comes too. The swings are going to be wild. Hey, and if you're a killer trader, or if you at least believe that that's going to happen, you can be a killer trader by playing this. Real simple, right? I mean this. An all-time high is coming. It's a matter of when. I'm not the kind of guy that can predict times, right? That's the harder part. And that's maybe where the game is, unless you have patience. If you're patient, timing doesn't matter really. But man, oh man, pretty safe bet that here at 55 or 53 or whatever we end up falling to, 48, 42, pretty safe bet. You get yourself a bag there, NFA. You're going to do pretty fucking well, especially the lower you get around 42. You're going to double your money there. And that's possibly this year. And it's if not this year, it's most likely next year, if not more. Still with all this happening, anybody have any doubts that we're going to 100 or 120 and very possibly 150? The most volatile period we have ever seen for crypto. Ever. Damn, it's exciting. It is, because there's opportunity. Man, when things aren't volatile, there's no great opportunities there. There's not a lot to make in those kind of markets. But super volatile is where there's a fuck ton of money to be made. Ooh, let's see this. Let's see this. Buxton, I'm so off today, dude. Yesterday, I told my wife that Game of Thrones or House of Dragons. Yesterday, I'm saying House of Dragons tomorrow is going to be so good. Everyone's going to die, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I was thinking today was Sunday yesterday. I am so off. But yeah. Friday show. I'm so off. No doubts, dude. No doubts. 100K incoming. The cycle got extended by a lot, which is good. Otherwise, we would have ended a lot sooner. Okay, hang on. So, in your opinion, Captain, where do you think the end was that got extended? Do you think what's happening now is technically still part of the bear market last year? Or are you saying that this should have ended, like back in earlier? This should have ended like back in like March, April, May, something like that? Yeah. No 12K. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think you got too many people now. And again, this probably goes back to the country and state and business, and the investment level. I don't think people are going to see 12,000 Bitcoin, 20,000 Bitcoin and let it sit out there. I think there's too many people that see that opportunity. There's too much conversation out there about Bitcoin going to $1 million. Is Bitcoin being something that backs the dollar? Like, there's too much talk of that kind of thing where I don't think, I don't even know if it's possible, other than in little fluky instances and these little flash events. I don't think Bitcoin can live at under 15K anymore. I don't. Oh, yeah, appreciate that, Kool-Aid. Smash the like, because that is free. That's fucking free. You can't beat it. Yeah, it helps a ton, by the way, guys. It does. Comments, too. Speaking of comments, somebody made a comment just this morning. Let me see if it's up there. And I'm going to address it, because it actually is something I noticed, too. But I just want to clear something up. And I noticed this. I noticed this on my other channel.
In minutes.
Hang on. Okay. What is this? The afternoon show? Was this yesterday? I don't know. Where's our comments? Oh, what the hell? I don't know where to see comments. If I can't find it, I'll just tell you. Oh, there we go. Deleting comments. There we go. I don't know who Daniel is. Daniel, if you're watching, No, definitely not deleting comments. Leave any comments you want, shitty, good comments, whatever. Don't care. Never have deleted a comment. But I'll tell you this, I definitely have seen YouTube delete comments. Like, I've seen shitty comments here before. Not from you, I don't think. Maybe. I get people dropping comments asking, is this a parody channel? And like shitty comments, which I don't mind. I love all the comments. But when I click on them, because they show up under notifications, I click on them and it doesn't take me anywhere. They're just gone. So I think YouTube tries to moderate them, or it thinks some of them are spam and it like hides them. I have no idea, but I've definitely tried to click on comments to reply and they're not there anywhere. So never have deleted a comment. Never. When I see shitty comments or whatever, I usually at least like them, like thumbs up and like it, and I usually reply, but I definitely am not deleting them. Yeah, that's it. Oh fuck. What's today? Today's Friday. Dude, I swear to you, I'm so turned around. I forgot yesterday. I didn't even reach out to Jared. I'm such a piece of shit. Jared comes on Thursdays, right? I didn't even reach out to him yesterday. I'm so turned around. I did the show early yesterday, right? I gotta DM Jared. Jared, if you're watching, man, apologies, man. Wow. But Jared always says, directionally to the right. I love that. I like his take. So yeah, I see it like you do, man. I see. Okay. No, all good, Captain. Yeah, if we kept going up, we would have ended. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. It is interesting. Okay, check this. I don't get on TradingView enough. I should. I should do it more. But sometimes you got to get in here and like max zoom out and appreciate how short some of the cycles really are. This one was so different. Like this was what, a good year and a half? Well, let's say it started October 2020, something like that. Where does it officially end? Yeah, a good year and a half here. But this was a different time. This was, this is all stimulus. This is all lockdowns. Otherwise, would it have just been that? These other cycles were pretty damn short. As far as the peak, the peak when you want to get out, when you want to be selling. And if so, you could totally see right now being kind of the end of this cycle. Kinda. Hey, good morning, DJ. Man, I can't wait to get to NFT talk. Coming in just a quick second here. Yeah, I'm curious how low this goes. Everything hinges on that Mt. Gox Bitcoin. How soon it gets in creditors' hands. And again, there were some tweets making it sound like it's happening, like right now. Right now. I don't know if it is. But as soon as that starts hitting the market, then we get a good feel for who's there to buy it. And there will be buyers. Yeah, where's that banana zone? Where is it? That's what I've been waiting for. I mean, is that it? No, we need the real banana zone. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Looks pretty bad. Hopefully Lemon drops by and shares some thoughts too. But let's look at prices. God, I haven't even looked at the market yet. There we go. Crypto Slam 500. NFT's down 0.71%. So similar to what I said this morning, not bad. Really not terrible considering. Like floor prices are down. Crypto prices are down. It's not terrible. Volume way down yesterday, though, as you'd expect on a holiday, so totally fine. Do we have people buying NFTs today? I doubt it. Other than what's on discount. And by the way, you will find some really nice discounts. That's right, buddy. Good to see you, man. Yep. I want to focus on ordinals in a second here. But here's your top collections. Yeah, even Pudgies, actually. They're under 10 ETH at this point. So, no one's immune right now. And it's a matter of, like, when does crypto stabilize so people feel, I guess, confident enough to start buying NFTs again? I just don't know. I don't know. Nobody does. God, I love these times, though. I really do. Oh, wow. All right, so Pudgy's under 9 now. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, they must have got swept up. Let's take a look. It looked like for a moment they were under. Yeah, wow. Huh. Did Pudgy Penguins have an announcement? Is there? Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Funny enough, with kind of blur farming kind of being out of the mix, I expected a lot less volume in these collections. I did. But yeah, seeing him under 9 for a moment there. It's pretty interesting. Hey, Confusion. Good to see you. All right, so back over 10. That's cool. I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's cool. Well, ladies are like, man, one of the most resilient PFPs out there, one of the most resilient collections. It's kind of unbelievable. And they're one of those that I swear, even in a bear market, they're going to hold up pretty damn well. They are. They are. Of course, everybody's going to have a point where they need to get liquid, they need to sell. But Milady is going to outperform most of these guys in a bear market. Yeah, it looks rough out there. Okay. It is a cult. I love them. Are you in that cult, Lemon? I picture you being in that cult. I can't remember. That's a cult I would get into. I for real. I like them. All right, this is the part I'm scared of, but here we go. Wow, guys. Node Monk's down to 0.15. Holy cow. Legitimately, guys, shocked. I'm so shocked. I'm shocked. Dude, okay. Now we get into financial advice. Okay, give me a second. Because we're going to get into some... I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're not doing financial advice, but you know what I mean. All right, hang on. Dude, 5 Zins in my mouth right now. Hang on. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hang on, guys. If I start calling you guys chat, will you leave? My kids always make fun of that shit. All right. All right, here we go. I cannot fucking believe Node Monks are at 0.15. Honest to God, I can't think of... Oh, man. I can't think of a play that's as easy, I swear to God, as easy as Node Monks. I'm still going to pretend peak market is coming. I'm not even going to pretend. I know peak is still coming. We've not hit the peak of this market. That peak euphoria has not happened yet. I don't care what anybody says, man. Oh, hang on. Okay. I'm going to research. I'm pulling something up while I talk. I don't care what anybody says. What happened earlier this year on Solana in meme coins was not the peak of this cycle. That was not peak euphoria. That was one little isolated sector that very few fucking people were actually in. That was not it. No, to me, what peak looks like, it's OpCat happening. It's platforms built on Bitcoin. It's runes with those centralized exchange listings. It's Bitcoin all-time high. It's Solana's ecosystem pulling in mainstream attention. It's all those things together. It's crypto-friendly policies. It's people coming to the United States to build crypto businesses. It's all those things happen, which are lined up to start happening all at the same time. Later this year, next year. All those things. And when that happens, man, there is no scenario I see when those things line up and happen, when Bitcoin hits 100K plus, and honestly, 120, 150K, and honestly, there's some crazy scenarios where it goes much higher. I think conservatively 120K. And when that happens, I see no scenario where node monks aren't 1 or 2 Bitcoin. And I think the same thing about puppets, and I think the same of quantum cats. I'm just telling you, for whatever reason, node monks are the ones that I think are the easiest, like the most guaranteed to get there. I think consensus I really think out there is node monks are the grail of that blockchain. I can't base it on anything other than the conversation out there about them. It feels like it's cemented in. People will try to say puppets, again, like them, but it feels different. And I'm actually shocked they're so close in price right now. And so I'd say you can't go wrong either way if you want to play an ordinal to 1 Bitcoin, but node monks got it, 0.15. Just feels like one of the easiest plays out there. It's all a time frame thing now. How long? Yeah, and Lil Pump tattooing Solana's forehead. Those are signals for sure. I don't think any of their base got into stuff though. We didn't get new people in. I don't think they came in. Honestly, crypto stuff's still cringe. It is. Crypto stuff is not going to be cringe when it's all-time high. Like, it's cringe as fuck right now, and it has been for a while. When Bitcoin is $100,000, when Bitcoin's $100,000, there's nothing on earth cooler than that. Nothing on earth cooler than that, other than your PFPs on Bitcoin. That's way cooler. Yeah, that's wild though. By the way, that Kendrick Lamar video, he's awesome, dude. He's so good. I was trying to find a Beanie quote, by the way, partially to play his theme song. I'm going to look for it just to play his theme song, but man, oh man, I could kick myself for not being ready for these kind of prices. I'm shocked. And now we can question, though, do node monks and puppets fall to 0.1 and do they go under 0.1? Super possible, man, with the way Bitcoin's looking right now, short term, like next few months, possible. Trump wins this election. This all cooks, though. And I want to be in these things before that. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to angle my moves to getting a node monk. God, I'm just kind of like, I'm kind of in shock about that. Kind of. All right. Here's your problem, though. It's stuff like this. And this is maybe like kind of the heart of the conversation, guys. Hey, dude. Yes. Dude, I saw pizza on the collection rankings. Dude, so excited for you. Look at that cooking. Why? Token, why is pizza cooking right now? What's up with that? I'm telling you, when all those things line up, and to me, it's not even a maybe thing. To me, that's happening. But when those line up, this poor guy, this poor fucking guy is going to be devastated. He sold this beautiful fucking node for 0.3. God, that's sad. Hey, Cosmos. Hell yeah, man. I'm down. I'm totally down. I think I got a node. I don't know. I think I do. We'll see. Okay, now here's where things get not scary. That's not the conversation. But here's where this is how I want people to try to frame what are these things worth, right? I've talked about it, I know yesterday, and I talk about it here and there. You know, I always say 10K collection's way too big and that NFTs are still way overpriced. And yes, I'm saying node monks should be 1 or 2 Bitcoin. I also think, okay, this is way more nuanced. I want to say they're overpriced too. In the long run, they might be. Right now, I think Bitcoin's still purely speculative. Nobody knows how high these can go. We didn't find that out, right? On ETH, we found how high those collections can go. We didn't get a big enough cycle to see on Bitcoin how high. So you can speculate away on Bitcoin still. On these assets, you can. You totally can. We don't know. We got some data to look at. We know node monks can get to 0.8, 0.9. But there were so few users in at that point earlier this year. We don't know what the ceiling is on these, right? We saw the Bored Ape ceiling, and we all believe they're never going to get back there. Or at least we think that. We think they're not going to get that high. And the same goes to most other ETH collections. We have no idea how high Bitcoin collections can go. We have no fucking clue. Which means you can speculate away on them. Which means they can reach prices that are astronomical. Long run, 10 years, 15, 20, yeah, they're probably way overpriced in the long run. Once things settle, once we see what the high is, once they settle. Problem here is 10K collections, right? Picture the bear market, picture last fall. Okay, let's pretend we did see whatever the high is. Let's pretend they did get to a high point, and we know. And we hit a bear market like last fall when nobody's buying an NFT. Nobody's touching them. And when that time felt like it was going to last for possibly years, and we were on our way to zero, like across the board. Too much Zin. Okay, so that's the time when people just start undercutting each other. They're just getting liquid. They're taking what they can get, right? You're starting to see how that can play out now, right? You got a guy who sees the rough market, needs some money. He's listing his very, very fucking nice node monk. But what about the next guy who also needs to do the same thing? And then the next guy, and then the next guy. And again, put yourself in the mindset of bear market when there's no buyers. And then remember, there's 10,000 in theory. There's 10,000 of these. I know there's like 5K holders, but picture there's 10K holders all wanting to get liquid to some degree. A lot of them wanting to get liquid because they got these assets worth still thousands of dollars. Where do you think that level is where finally somebody, you and me and everybody else out there is like, I want a node monk. I'm in now, finally. Is it at 0.15? Right? Is it $10,000? Or is it more likely $500, $600? Again, picture 10,000 of them. This gets scary when I put myself in that mindset. It's easier to do on ETH, again, because we got to feel that a little more over there. Picture that bear market again. How low does a Bored Ape have to go for you to be able to want to buy one? And let's think in US dollar terms. US dollar, how much would you spend to get in a Bored Ape if we're in a bear market and you think we're going to be in a bear market for a year or 2 years? What's that price point you're getting in? I bet you it's not 30K. I bet you it's not 20K. I bet you it's not 15. I bet you it's not $10,000. And do the same exercise for a Zuki. Pudgy's a little different, but you could do the same there. But just picture, how many thousands of dollars are you going to put in to an asset where there's 9,999 others? They're still so fucking overpriced, all of it. So just parroting what I said the other day, man, a lot, like look at Crypto Bats priced at probably $50. Probably a pretty fair price. Again, who knows, but more realistic. I'll put it that way. More realistic price. Your top dogs, man, I can't fathom them actually being worth more than $500, $1,000 each. You know, okay, let me say top dogs, maybe a couple grand, maybe. But most of them so overpriced. So when I see somebody like this selling his monk, and it's more how he said it, I'm down so bad, I need money. It's that. That's, you know, to get even more dialed in, that's what you got to focus on. When people are in that mindset, I'm fucked. I need money. And there's so few buyers because they're so expensive. But then picture he's not the only one. There's a second guy who's also fucked and he needs money. And it's not just the second guy, it's a third guy. Remember, there's 10,000 of these. There's 5,000. Let's even go smaller. 10,000, but there's only 5,000 people, right? So you got 3 people who are fucked and they need some money. And now the 4th guy, you know what I mean? You picture how this goes? It's not a lot of people who need money, and there's so few buyers when these are $10,000. This gets scary. That is the mindset I try to put myself in when I'm buying something, because I'm thinking ahead for the bear market too. Like, am I going to get into something right now at 0.3 or at the floor right now, 0.15? Okay. And this is why node monks are tricky. This is why ordinals are tricky, because I still think they have a lot of room to fly, a lot. And I think they will fly. But the ETH collections, that is absolutely, I'm already with ETH collections putting myself in bear market headspace. Would I put $10,000, more than $10,000 into an Azuki? No. Hell no. Hell no. Right now, today, if I had it, wouldn't do it. Because when those guys get in that headspace of, damn, I'm fucked. I need to get liquid right now. And they put it on the floor. Dude. Scary. Yeah, Lemon, you're right. It is. And just think, it is the ETH bear market. And it has so much further to fall. Because you still got guys thinking that we're going to emerge from the ETH bear market at any moment, right? If we just ignore what happened in the past week here in crypto. You got a lot of guys thinking we're on the cusp of an ETH run, and maybe we are. But I don't know. For ETH stuff, I put myself in bear market mentality. I wouldn't put 10,000 into any of this. Couldn't even say a pudgy penguin. Couldn't even say not a bored ape. Nah. Scary out there, man. Yeah. Oh, so Binance, is that what's kicking it off? So Pete's I'm familiar with. I'm a dumbass. I never claimed mine, right? But I didn't know why it's pumping right now. So sometimes when I see pizza cooking here on the collection rankings, and just for clarity here, guys, the reason you see pizza on the NFT rankings is BRC20s mostly are traded as NFTs. Mostly. If they're traded on something like OKX, they're traded off chain. If it's traded, on an exchange where it's traded as spot, right, that's different. But when they're listed, as bundles on like Magic Eden, it's literally traded like an NFT. They're bundled and sold as an NFT. Runes are not. They're different. But that's a little clarification why you see that here. You can also filter these off, right? You can hide BRC20s. But yeah, I wasn't sure why they're moving now. Sometimes we see them because volume is so low in NFTs that it just kind of naturally they just are higher because everything else is down so much. But yeah, curious if they had something past day or two, past week. But yeah, Binance listing could do it. Good morning, sir. Hey, love your PFP, dude. Bitcoin shrooms, man. We saw 3 shrooms in the top 10 today. Top 11. 0.59, 1.04, 1.07. You're looking at some grails there. Yeah, dude. I'm with you. Again, I still use NFT interchangeably on Bitcoin. Just it's easier, right? It's easier when I talk to people who aren't in Bitcoin yet. I still call them NFTs, so it clicks. Like less barriers there. But so all those comments about node monks, because I had that one example, I would, if I had it, buy a node monk at 0.15. I would. Knowing this could drop to 0.1 or 0.09 or 0.08 or 0.07, which would be crazy, but knowing that could happen, I believe the upside on node monks is so huge and still this cycle that I'm willing to take a short-term hit. I am. So yeah, node monks, other ordinals, Quantum Cats for sure also would be a buyer. And also I see these under 0.2. I could see them down to 0.15. I could see all these getting close to mint, But again, over on ETH, there's nothing. There's nothing I would buy over there. Nothing. Because if ETH stuff bounces back, right? If you're playing ETH because you think it's going to bounce back, so is the Bitcoin ecosystem. But if it doesn't bounce back, I still think these are going to come back and be huge, be 1-2 Bitcoin floors. I don't know about the ETH stuff. I have so little confidence in that stuff. Not touching it. I love that. Token, I'll tell you what, I don't think it's going to be the next wave, but I get why you appreciate it, and I do too. But I've just learned, dude, that there's not enough people who appreciate tech and innovation. There's like nobody who does. It's a very, very small, tiny subset of collectors out there who actually give a shit about that. Just like art, kind of like art in a way, right? Everybody likes art, but it's a very, very small group of people who love art, who fucking love it, and they're collecting regardless of the market. It's tiny. It's so much less than, it's very, very vocal audience out there who says they're in it for the art. But it's not, it's truthfully not many. It's the same with tech. There's not that many people who are here for the tech. Bitcoin's a good high concentration of them in that ecosystem, but I don't know that DMT is going to catch the way that it should. Maybe I'll put it that way. The way that it should. It deserves that. But dude, I have just learned so much about this space over the past few years that collectors do not give a shit. They do not. They don't. Yes, sir. Yes. Fucking insane people. Yeah, yes. Yeah. Or Unisat's probably my main wallet. So I qualified. I just never claimed. Very cool. Very cool. Don't know if we're ever seeing ETH NFTs coming back. Yeah. So Cosmos, I believe they're gonna, honestly, like long term. And I also think it's mostly new collections. I don't think most of these OG collections are. I don't. Like Pudgies are gonna be great. Bored Apes got their chance for a their redemption arc, but there's some staples at this point that are gonna do fine. But for the most part, and again, I learned this last cycle. If I look at my wallet, at this point, I consider my wallet dead. I consider everything in that wallet worthless. The only play I have right now in the wallet is when we do get another cycle, something magically has new life breathed into it. Like one thing. You know what I mean? Like something in that wallet's going to catch a whole new narrative. Something's going to happen in there that is, groundbreaking, becomes a thing, like a legit thing. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm glad I didn't sell that. But when I look at my wallet and I scroll, doesn't matter if there's offers on it. Doesn't matter what their last sale price was. I literally scroll and I'm just in my head 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way down, scrolling hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe at this point thousands of NFTs, all zero. I don't think any of that's really coming back. Look at Squiggles, 0.375. The old stuff ain't coming back. It'll have a little life to it, a little, but it's not coming back. All people give a shit about, and this kind of applies to DMT, right? All people give a shit about is the new mint. The new mint. Can I mint this and flip it? Can I mint this and make some money on secondary? Can I buy this on secondary and make some money in a couple days or in a couple weeks? There's not enough people here for the tech. There's not enough people here for the flip game. It's too spread thin across blockchains, across these millions, hundreds of millions of NFTs now. We're in the billions at this point, right? Let me peek. I think we're in the billions. Have to be. There's not enough to play the flip game. There's certainly not enough, right? All these 10K collections, there's not enough. There's not enough collectors. There's too much supply. There's not enough people who give a shit about really cool tech, about innovation. It's not. Okay, we're at like almost, we're getting closer to a billion NFTs. We're spread way too fucking thin. Oh yeah. Hey, I should clarify that, Choina. CryptoPunks, nothing I say applies to CryptoPunks. To me, they're like the only. They're the only thing that matters. Literally the only NFT that matters. That's it. Choina, just like the you understood of everything I talk about is CryptoPunks are the only thing that is different. They are the only thing that's historic. I mean it. The only thing. I still believe CryptoPunks a 10K collection in the future. I still believe way down the road, $1 million floor price on those. I believe that still. I do. So yeah, none of that applies to CryptoPunks. I don't care how low they get. I don't care how low they get. I still think those are $1 million assets in the future. I do. So yeah, none of that applies to punks. They are the perfect combination of everything. Provenance, culture, art, everything. Everything. So yeah, none of that applies to punks. They are literally the only thing that matters. Bull market, bear market, doesn't matter. They are the pinnacle of NFTs. So hope that clears it up so you know my headspace. When I talk anything NFTs, never applies to punks. I'll make comments on punks' floor price because obviously it's a market. They'll go up, they'll go down. There's going to be reasons for that to happen. But as far as their place in history and the price they're going to command one day, historic. And it's really the only one. Yeah, and Troy, your point about the node monk, exact. That's why there's nothing more influential than CryptoPunks. Doesn't matter what chain you're a maxi of, it all points back to CryptoPunks. It's the most important thing in this space. It also is a good comment about what the space really is. It's about ultimately culture, community, that kind of stuff. Yeah, dude. Rune Pepe's, I think that I love this community because I think a lot of us, most of us, are on the same page there. Yes, yeah. So I'll tell you what, this is why I always love looking at the index we built. It's super fucking interesting because you will often see this index. This measures the value of the market, right? In a bull market, NFT bull market, you will often see this go down. And the reason is, a collection has to be 6 months old to even qualify to be on the index. And the reason being, this is basically your blue chip index. This is measuring the top 500 collections that are at least 6 months old across blockchains. So when we're in a bull market and you see this going down, it means people are selling those assets. It means people are selling the blue chips. But if you're seeing volume go up, it means they're selling those assets to get into the new mints. And so this always speaks volumes about this space. This always shows you the space is a casino. Shows you those OG collections are not gaining value. In a bull market or bear market, people don't value them. We do. The gang here does. But people here value the flip, the lotto ticket, the new hot thing. That's it. And again, this index is a great way to highlight it. I will check those out. I don't know much about them. Oh, that's so cool, though. Love the narrative. Tricky market to be minting anything. Like, I'm not touching anything in this market. Nothing. And, again, V1s, I'm in them for that reason. Yeah, I think kind of like people expect little pudgies to catch up to, Pudgy Penguin's floor. Like, that separation will get less and less and less, like the more expensive they get. Same thing with V1s. I'm with you there. V1s are one of the, they're one of my targets, too. They are. Because if and when punks get to a mill, V1s are going to be, I'll even go less than 25%, but V1s will be, $50,000 floor, 100,000, something like that. V1s are going to be awesome. And I like the story of V1s better than V2s. And I say that for sure because I don't have a V2, but I also, as a comic and card collector and action fit, all that stuff, I always appreciate the first run or the error. I like that. I like the story of V1 punks a lot. A lot. I always find it interesting, too. Yeah, you got collectors they got their CryptoPunk, they go get their V1. I also see them going to get their Bitcoin Punk, too, which is weird. To me, it's kind of weird, but also just to have a complete collection. I can understand why some people feel like that's complete. I don't look at it that way. To me, it's V2 and V1. Hell yeah. But I'm glad you say it too, because especially when I'm talking very bearishly on the space, it's good to make it clear why punks are different, because they should always be they should always be talked about differently. And still, even for right now, for who's in the space now, 10K is too much for this space. 10K collection at the price they're at, it's a little tricky. Yeah, Quantum Cats and Node Monks, yes, and I say puppets too, even though this will apply to puppets, I think, more than monks. I it's a gut thing. It's kind of like where we were talking yesterday about Fraganas on Solana having a lot of ETH collectors in there. It's not hardcore Solana guys. Okay, Puppets have a lot of hardcore Bitcoin people. So it's not apples to apples there. But there's a lot of ETH guys who follow Thread Guy and Farouk and Deez and those guys into ordinals. I don't know a lot of those guys. I don't know that a lot of those guys are like, I don't know they got a ton of money. I don't know. And that's not a comment on those people. It's not a dig or a knock or whatever, right? But I feel like puppets are going to be one of the first things they exit when it's worth something. If they get in this headspace, like I am fucked right now, I need money. What's something I have that's valuable, that's actually pretty fucking valuable, and that I just don't know long-term, like historical, if it's going to matter? I think puppets are one of the first things people liquidate. If you got a puppet and a node monk in the same wallet, I would imagine you're mostly going to sell your puppet first. I imagine. If you're in that scenario, like, I need money, I am desperate, I picture the puppets going first. And it's why I think these have more wild swings. And it's why Quantum Cats mostly don't, why they've really stabilized. Helps that their collection's tiny, right? But it's why you don't really see that in Quantum Cats. It's a much slower decline. Flip side is, it seems like it's a slower climb, but also tiny collection means super volatile. Very violent moves up. Yeah, I kind of zero in as Node Monks is one of the safest, more secure, kind of like OMB, but Node Monks just feel a little more mass appeal than OMB. Node Monks are what I zero in on. Oh, hell yeah, Tickle. Yeah, we'll see. You know, again, Lemon, for this scenario I mentioned happen, that gap to close, it's like it's in more of a bull market, and it's a FOMO thing. It's literally like, God damn, Pudgy Penguins are the coolest ever. Not just like it's the best project, like fundamentals wise. It's cool. It's literally the whole speculative kind of FOMO energy. When that's happening in the Pudgy ecosystem, and big Pudgies are running, and people are like, oh God, I can't afford a Pudgy. Never will, but I can get in that ecosystem with a little Pudgy. They will close that gap. Not a permanent thing, but there's a time. There's a big chunk of time where there'll be a different ratio there. I like that Luca talks about dilution, right? And he's like, we'll never dilute our collections. Like, we're not going to see a major mint from those guys again. And it's why they're keeping their assets on ETH, and they're building on this L2. This L2 is where they'll do these cheapo little NFTs. And man, they'll just live there. Totally separate. Yeah, let me peek at those. I don't even know what they are. Cool story, though, with a Grateful Dead artist. Launchpad here? Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's these. Huh. Oh, it's only 300. Okay. Oh, those are cool. So what are these, like $400, 300-ish bucks? Those are cool. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, these are awesome, man. These are at public right now? Yeah, rods are interesting, though. I hear you. There's just a psychology thing with it, too. You know, having a rod in your wallet versus a little that you could kind of rock as your PFP. It's just like, again, just a psychological thing. These are pretty fucking sweet. Damn it. You know what? Like, every time we do this, I'm so tempted to FOMO into one. And I think they're still primary sale right now. Okay. I mean, yeah, so they're open. 108 left to mint. Yeah, they're 388 bucks. All right, Bitcoin at 56K. Yeah, they're really cool. I really like them. Dude, that's the best, right? That's the best spot to be in. And those are my favorite kind of collections, you know? You mint it because it's awesome. Maybe you got belief in the long run they do well, and they very well might. You know, I look at the FAR collections like that, like his early Gans, stuff like that. His flares, all those things. Like tiny collections, minted those, love them. Think in the long run they'll do fine. FAR's an interesting one too. Like I don't know anybody that sums up this space more than that, where in theory the biggest artist, easily one of the biggest artists in the Bitcoin ecosystem, but his art collections never really hold much above mint price, like a little bit and for periods of time, but there's so few people over here. Like this ecosystem's so tiny, and that's going to change, man. I can't wait. Well, I'll just say this. That's part of my reasoning for why Node Monks and Puppets, all those things are going to cook the way they are, is they've already fetched such high prices with so few people in. I have no doubt. I have no doubt that the user base over on Bitcoin is going to 10x or more. It's going to be massive. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Maybe it takes years. I still think this cycle. But maybe I'm wrong about that. And maybe it's 10 years down the road, 5 years, whatever it is. The user base on Bitcoin is going to be massive at some point. And I think OpCat is a way that happens. Brings new users over there. UX is better. Just the whole experience is better. And that's when this stuff really cooks. But yeah, FAR, again, perfect example. His stuff just has not caught on in a massive way, and he deserves it. He's deserving of it. But we'll see. We'll see. As Meta keeps pushing out like these Ray-Ban glasses, and I feel like they got a demo coming up of like the latest iteration of that, but as those get more mainstream, to me that also lines up with when this stuff really reaches its not peak, but that point of no return, that point where everybody's in. It's VR AR is key to unlocking NFTs. I still believe that. And I believed it was coming sooner, but Vision Pro showed me how far off it is. But man, when our phones are just a thing of the past and it's us wearing stuff on our face and you decorate your room with your NFTs, to me, that's when everybody's in. Whether they know they're in or not at that point, that's when everybody's in NFTs. Token, I appreciate you, man. I'm funny about taking stuff. I appreciate you like crazy, and I do like them. Yeah, you're right. I think you get the kind of stuff I like. But dude, I appreciate you for real. Oh damn, I got in a groove or something there. I didn't realize we're 10 minutes past. Dude, I like this way more when we talk NFTs. It's been weird the past couple of weeks. It's been so, crypto heavy, crypto focused. There's been so little happening in NFTs. It's just like, I like talking about, the broader crypto ecosystem, but as cool as crypto is, it's not my favorite part of the space, man. My favorite part is this. It's the culture side of it all, right? So it's always fun to be able to zero in on that and spend time chatting about it all. I can't wait to see when it turns around. But it ain't going to turn around until crypto does. I mean, that's for sure. So it's the best part, dude. It is. And like having grown up playing in IRC and chatting on ICQ and AL chat rooms and news groups and all that, like in playing in video game communities forever. It's like this feels like that. This is the same thing. It's the same space. This is just the evolution of that. And that stuff's huge. Again, people who came to communities because crypto brought them, a lot of them may not fully understand how big that stuff is and how it has always been here, but it's super attractive. Like, people love it. In the same way that video games like 10, 15 years ago really started getting mainstream, and they were dorky. They were nerdy things at start. Like, you were a nerd if you played video games, and then normies got into it and they realized it's pretty fucking cool. Same thing's happening here in crypto. People are just catching on. They're like, oh, dude, it's cool hanging with people online. It is. It's cool. It's cool being able to, play here in the digital ecosystem and chat with people all at the same time and make some friends. Like, it's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty fucking appealing to a lot of people once they get to try it for the first time. So no doubt about where this is going. Lots of doubts about where we're going over the next few weeks. Maybe even few months. But no doubt about where this all goes long term. And long term next year, later this year, maybe in 2 months. Again, who the hell knows? Again, long term, we all know. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a blast. All right. Yeah, culture's unstoppable, man. It is. And the culture's just moving this direction, obviously. So it's going to be a good time. Fam, we got our afternoon show today. Actually, I'm pretty sure. I have not chatted with Henry or Joe. I'm 99% sure that afternoon show is happening. No reason it's not. So with that said, hope your afternoon's awesome. We'll see you at 4:30 Eastern time here on SlamX. We'll close out the week having some fun with the boys. And if you don't see me there, guys, I'll be live tomorrow on Inside NFTs, 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. Guys, I'll see you in a few hours. Appreciate you hanging. See ya.